Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Stock Durbar by Team William India. I hope my voice is clear and you are able to see the Nifty 50s chart on the screen. Okay, great. I got a few responses. That's enough. Well, let's begin today's session. I think a lot of participants joining. Let's wait for 1 more minute. So let's begin. Again, a very good evening to all of you. So on the screen, we have a Nifty 50s chart, and the markets are very volatile, in a narrow range. I think since last few sessions, again, last 3 session, again, the low is almost similar. Around 950, we are getting a low. And yes, on the higher side, we are making lower highs. So we are not able to make higher highs, not able to move above the short-term moving average. So the pink line over here, not very strong or high relevance of this line as 50 and 200 EMA, but yes, 10 EMA. So for short-term trend, the 10 EMA sometimes does well. And I think we are not able to move above that line. On the flip side, 200 DMA, I think over here there is 100 DMA. That is giving a good support. Other thing to note over here in Nifty 50s chart is this 21 DMA line has crossed below the 50 DMA line. So generally, this is not a very good signal. Over here, we saw that the crossover happened. And from then, there was a very good rally in the markets. And generally, whenever this 21 DMA crosses below the 50, that is a bit negative for the market. And other important thing is about the distribution day. So यहाँ पे हम जब down trend में गए, so we since last, so there is one comment that hope MarketSmith team is doing well. So Santosh, yes, we are already out of market since last couple of weeks, and we are able to book our profit and save the portfolio. So that's always important whenever the market is going downtrend. So we had downtrended over here when Nifty breached its 50 DMA, and since then market has not came around those levels. And yes, it is currently in a, but currently market is in a rally attempt. So now two important things to understand over here. Please be attentive here. Firstly, यहाँ पे एक Nifty का low बना, right? So this is day one. So this is the first low, and that day Nifty closed higher. So this is the first session when Nifty closed higher. Yes, health-wise all well. All the members in the team are well. Thank you. So yes, this was the first day. So day one, and it was quickly followed by the day two and day three. क्योंकि जो ये अभी recent का low था, वो breach नहीं हुआ. The recent low was not breached. That's why the 3 consecutive days when the low was not breached. And so on this day, we changed the market status to a rally attempt. That is the RA. So according to O'Neill, whenever you see that a potential bottom is getting formed, so we are not telling that the bottom bana. Always we use the word potential bottom. So whenever you get a rally attempt, it's about the potential bottom getting formed. So once the rally attempt comes on the day 3, then we start looking for the follow through day. That is the FTD. So what is follow through day? Follow through day is 1.5% gain on Nifty on a volume higher than the previous session. So दो condition. पहला 1.5% का gain, दूसरा volume higher than the previous session. So ideally जब third day पे rally attempt होता है, तो 3 to 7 days are the most strong days to have a follow through day. अगर next 4 दिन में मतलब rally attempt होने के next 4 दिन में अगर follow through day आता है, then that is very positive for the market. But it has never happened. अभी almost इसको हो जाने के बाद 6 sessions have gone. So we are already on a day 9 today is over, and we have yet not got a follow through day. सो नाउ अभी ऐसा नहीं है कि फॉलो थ्रू डे नहीं अभी आया तो हम अप ट्रेंड नहीं होंगे. We will shift to uptrend if a follow through day comes over here. But the important part is the strength of that follow through day. So after day 7, the strength of the follow through day keeps on reducing. So from and then you know look at the other factors. Leading stock क्या कर रहा है, 21 DMA 50 DMA कब reclaim होगा. So all that also becomes very very important along with the follow through day. But to make it simple, we have got a potential bottom over here as we got a rally attempt. Now we are looking for a follow through day for market to move higher. Now on the flip side, this level is very important. The low around 750 that was made is very important. If we cut that low, even on an intraday basis, मैं ऐसा नहीं कर रहा हूँ कि उसके नीचे बंद होना चाहिए. Even on intraday basis, if Nifty makes a new low, then we are back into the downtrend. And वहां से there are chances of selling getting intensified. Other two things to watch in the Nifty chart is कि जो यहाँ का bounces है that were like low volume bounces, and that is what something we don't like. Particularly if you see this one, यहाँ पे ये strong था. Okay, so these two sessions were strong, right? Firstly यहाँ तो डे हाई पे बंद हुआ फर्स्ट सेशन पे. लुक एट वॉल्यूम वाज अल्ट्रा लो. दूसरे दिन ऊपर गया 50 डीएमए के पास से निफ्टी का रेजिस्टेंस मिला, इफ यू कैन सी द एनोटेशन ओवर हियर. ठीक है, और वहां से डे लो के अराउंड क्लोज हुआ. एंड लुक एट द वॉल्यूम वाज लोअर. आई थिंक जब भी गेन हुआ था तो उस दिन इंट्राडे वी सॉ दैट वॉल्यूम वाज इवन लोअर. जब रिवर्सल में था तब वॉल्यूम था. उसके बाद लोअर टू मॉडरेट वॉल्यूम पे वहां से फॉल आया. सो वॉल्यूम एक्शन इज नॉट स्टिल वेरी सपोर्टिव ऑन द एनी साइड मूव. यहाँ पे अगर देखिए जो फॉल हुआ था कंटिन्यूसली डे लो पे निफ्टी बंद हुआ था. ठीक है, 5 दिन का ये फॉल डे लो पे बंद हुआ. लुक एट द वॉल्यूम्स ओवर हियर. सो दिस इंडिकेट्स कि ये वाला जो पोर्शन है निफ्टी में, यहाँ पे एक हाई सेलिंग आया है. इफ यू कैन सी जो ये 700 टू 17,000 वाला जोन है, तो एक बार वहां पे हाई सेलिंग आया है. तो अभी जब तक ये जोन में कंसोलिडेट करेगा, यू नीड टू बी वेरी केयरफुल इन टेकिंग द फ्रेश पोजीशन. देखो कितने टाइम से बाजार ऊपर जा रहा था, लाइक लेट्स से फॉर एग्जांपल ओवर हियर, अगर जिन जिन ने ये रैली मिस किया है ना, दे आर वेरी टेम्पटेड टू बाय. उनको फोमो होता है कि भाई अभी चलो फिर से भाव घटने लगे, ले लो ले लो. दैट फीलिंग कम्स दैट you want to go for bottom fishing. Sometime market gives a good rally intraday which is deceiving. जैसे कि ये यहाँ पे रैली था तो ये डिसीविंग था, उसके बाद तुरंत मार्केट फिर दे दिया. सो यू नीड टू बी वेरी केयरफुल अबाउट दोज रैलीज एंड लेट द मार्केट टेल यू व्हाट इज हैपनिंग. सो दिस वाज अबाउट द टेक्निकल. नाउ इफ यू लुक एट द मैक्रो फ्रंट, लॉट ऑफ इश्यूज ग्लोबली. अगर कल इंडिया का इन्फ्लेशन देखे तो इट वाज अ लिटिल ऑन द हायर साइड, 7.4%. Okay, if US data, if you see England, in the European countries, अगर बॉन्ड का प्रॉब्लम देखो, गवर्नमेंट बॉन्ड्स का कंफ्यूजिंग है. जापान में देखो बॉन्ड ट्रेड नहीं हो रहा है. इट इज वेरी हाई लिक्विडिटी जापानीज 10 ईयर बॉन्ड का, और वो 4-5 दिन से उसका ट्रेडिंग अटका पड़ा है मार्केट में. सो यूरोपियन मार्केट में क्या गिरा पहले कि अभी 2 साल कोरोना के बाद they were pushing money into the market. The liquidity was getting increased. Then they try to suck the liquidity. Quantitative जो program है easing वो करता है. Now again they are buying bonds because they are telling that this is not supportive for the economy. The credit cycle is in the problem. So a lot of issue. So not only you, me, everyone. I think the global economy is in the state of confusion कि अभी क्या होगा. जिस तरह से मैक्रो सिचुएशन शेप अप हो रहा है, डेकेड हाई मल्टी ईयर हाई पे बॉन्ड यील्ड जा रहे हैं. ठीक है, द सेंट्रल बैंक्स आर नॉट 100% श्योर द वे दे आर गोइंग. इनफैक्ट यूएस फेड बहुत क्लियर है कि हम लोग तो एक ही टारगेट लेके बैठे, इन्फ्लेशन कम करना है, उसके लिए हम रेट्स बढ़ाते जाएंगे. वहां पे रेट्स बढ़ाते जाएंगे. यूरोप इज ऑलरेडी फेसिंग अ प्रॉब्लम. एनर्जी क्राइसिस स्टार्ट हो जाएगा जैसे विंटर स्टार्ट होगा. रशिया यूक्रेन क्राइसिस जो है, ठीक है, उसकी वजह से वहां पे एनर्जी सप्लाई में इश्यू हो रहा है. सो there are multiple problems. Even the central bankers, the global economy experts, they are not able to get a clear way to come out of this. So there is a clear state of confusion as far as the macros are concerned. So best thing over here, अभी माइंड में डाउट होगा भाई ये क्लियर कब होगा. जब भी क्लियर होगा निफ्टी आपको बता देगा. that is always the best thing. You look at the technicals, how they are improving. If you see the follow through day coming, leading stocks में movement हो रहा है, then it looks like कि हाँ अभी कुछ solution बन रहा है for the global economy, because market generally falls before something bad happens and gains before something good happens. So that's always the trend in the market. But yes, getting confused with the global economists, the other experts, it's always better to follow the rules in the market, and you can follow the cancelling rules. If you are following the other rules, that is fine, but you should go rule based. अगर position लेने, कई लोग ऐसा होता है कि position लेना ही है, ठीक है, then you should be very careful with your stop loss. The stop loss should be very close. The levels that you monitor, the way technical setup is forming, that should be very important. And see guys, whenever there is a strong fall, जब भी market अभी यहाँ से डाउन ट्रेंड इफ इट कम्स, ठीक है, ये लो ब्रीच होगा और यहाँ से ज्यादा डाउन ट्रेंड आया, देन वेरी रेयरली आई थिंक 75-80% ऑफ स्टॉक्स वहां पे गिरेंगे. So it's not a good idea to catch that 10-20% of stocks and try to trade over there and make money. So it's very difficult at that point of time. So it's better to understand, prepare a watch list, enjoy the festival season, and keep an eye on the market. So that's the best thing to do. Let's take a couple of sectors and then we quickly go through your questions. So Nifty Bank was one of the leader in the recent rally. So we June, July, August. So Nifty Bank was the leader till September. It made a fresh high. Currently, it has breached its key moving averages. पहले 21 breach हुआ, फिर the red line over here, very important 50 DMA has also breached in Bank Nifty. Overall result season for the most banks will start from tomorrow, I think. So yeah, Federal Bank is giving results, other banks will. So in next 1 to 2 weeks, I think the results of most of the leading banks will be out. And so it's important to watch how their credit growth advances. So जो updates है monthly, quarterly update जो already आ चुके हैं, that are not very negative. जो उन पे थोड़ा momentum build हुआ है कि जो monthly quarterly updates है, they are better placed as far as the advances are concerned, as far as the credit growth is concerned. So let's see how the result comes. But Nifty IT already the result season has started, and I think most of the 5 major have already reported. So already in downtrend, we have discussed a lot of time the Nasdaq का pressure US market में inflation की वजह से जो भी technology spending है, so multiple time it has been discussed. The same thing remains, but if you see TCS जो expectation built up थी वो थोड़ी बहुत negative थी. अभी आप TCS का देखिए, थोड़ा better result आया. Today Infosys gave a very good result. In fact, I have not studied it because we were in this webinar. But अभी आया है और almost 1850 के around buyback करने वाले हैं. I think they have beat estimates on all the front. कल HCL Tech में भी ऐसा ही हुआ था, सारे फ्रंट पे वो लोग बीट किया. विप्रो का थोड़ा वीक रिजल्ट था, but overall if you see the meter is skewed towards the result on the better side than expectations for the IT. तो एक्सपेक्टेशन ही थोड़े कम हो गए थे एनालिस्ट के ड्यू टू दीज प्रेशर्स, बट द मैनेजमेंट कमेंट्री, द रिजल्ट्स अभी उतना इम्पैक्ट नहीं आया है. सो दैट्स नीड्स टू बी वॉच आउट. बट अगेन द इम्पोर्टेंट थिंग, आईटी इंडेक्स 50 डीएमए के नीचे है. जब तक ये 50 डीएमए नहीं लेता, ठीक है, स्टॉक्स जब तक 50 डीएमए के ऊपर कंफर्टेबली ट्रेड नहीं करते, टिल देन डोंट ट्राई टू जंप इन अर्ली. According to O'Neill, we will wait for the market to go in uptrend or कोई भी आईटी स्टॉक्स जब बेस बनाएगा, दैट इज व्हेन वी विल लुक फॉर दैट कि कप विद हैंडल बनाया, डबल बॉटम बनाया, कंसोलिडेट हुआ, ठीक है, हम तो तभी कंसीडर करेंगे. बट इफ यू आर अर्ली बर्ड टाइप ऑफ गाय एंड यू वांट टू जंप इन अर्ली, तो डोंट जंप इन टू अर्ली. एटलीस्ट वेट फॉर द इंडेक्स टू रिक्लेम 50 डीएमए. द स्टॉक्स दैट आर यू आर लुकिंग, उसका 50-200 डीएमए रिक्लेम हुआ, वॉल्यूम से बाइंग हुआ, then and only then you should go for it. Now I think let's start with your questions, and in between whenever required we will discuss the sector wise things. So we have with us in the room my colleagues Rajshekar as well as Vakar, and our head of research Mayuresh Joshi is also joining. So we will try to answer as many queries as possible, guys. So we do take it on a random basis. So please forgive if we miss something or if due to time we are not able to take it up. Otherwise, we will try to answer as many as possible. So now let's begin with your queries.
Thanks, Rashid. I'll be taking few queries.
Sure.
Sure. I'll start with the IDFC first.
Raj, can you see the chart? IDFC.
Yes, yes. It's loaded just now. Okay. There is no proper base formation in the chart. As you can see, stock is trading above its key moving averages, which is a good sign. However, there is no base formation. Recently, market has been under selling pressure, as pointed out by my colleague Rushit regarding market structure. It has deteriorated, but this stock is resilient, and you can see it is just nearly 2% upwards, which shows its strength, even though the market is not looking good. On the volumes profile as well, you can see volumes have been decent enough. On the down days, the volume has stayed lower. On the up days, it is above average, which is a good sign technically. Uh, and regarding the market structure, we are currently not looking to market is not looking good enough to add stocks. That is the reason we have staying sidelines. However, this stock has a very good ratings, both the fundamental and technicals. Only concern is that market structure is not doing good, and the stock has not formed any base formation. So we would want the stock to consolidate from here little bit around 2 weeks to 3 weeks, either consolidation or cup with handle base formation, and then within those time, if the market structure also improves, then definitely this is a very good contender for adding to a model portfolio. Next, there are lots of queries already. Um, I'll go with the one. Yes. Actually, there is some lag. I think that is the reason I'm not able to see screen as soon as Rushit is loading. Varun, again, this stock is also trading above its 50 DMA, clearly above its 200 DMA. This has very good support around its 50 DMA. You can see recently it has found good support around 50 DMA. On the ratings wise, you can see all these ratings are very good. Fundamentally, it's very strong company. EPS of 97 indicates good earnings profile. If you see the quarterly earnings here in the left side bottom, you can see growth rates have been double digit and triple digits, which is a very good sign of a growth company. And technically also ratings are very good. RS rating of 85 and A by D rating of B plus, indicating the very good strong technical profile and good demand for the stock among investors. And one more major factor is I factor, that is institutional holding. Number of funds invested in the company have increased 27% in the last quarter. That signifies the amount of interest this stock has among the institutional investors. So it's very important to have institutional investors holding in any particular stock, because they are the ones who have good uh, power to hold the stock in times of turbulence. You can see lots of stocks have breached 50 DMAs in the recent selling. However, you can see this stock has found good support in its 50 DMA, and that is the reason we should always look for stocks which has a good proportion of institutional holding, and we would also want that number of funds holding to increase quarter on quarter basis. I'll move with the next stock, that is Sun Pharma.
Raj, are you able to see the chart?
Yes, yes. It is loading slightly lower, and now it is loaded. Stock has broken out. That is recently you can see from a stage 1C base pattern, and it is currently trading in its ideal buy range. That is the blue highlighted area. The only concern is that EPS rating is poor because of March and December quarters. It has reported declining EPS. You can see in the quarterly earnings section as well. On the sales front, the numbers are improving, and good growth is there. But on the EPS front, there is a lack of growth. That is the reason EPS rating has come down, and it is belonging to the poor category. But technically, the stock is looking good. Recently, it has made a blue dot as well on the RS line, and RS rating is slightly lower, but it is improving. If you see the RS line, it is trending higher. That shows very good sign as a technically, and the stock has also given a good breakout, but only reason is that, as mentioned previously as well, the market structure is not conducive to take fresh investments. And EPS is also not so good. So in these kind of turbulent times, you should always add stocks which are fundamentally strong and which are giving strong technical breakouts. Uh, these are very risky times, so the probability of winning will be slightly lower in these turbulent times. So go with only stocks which have very good conviction and which have given very good breakouts and fundamentally strong companies only.
Raj Vakarya, can I
Yes.
take some queries?
Sure, sure.
Rushit, can you give me the chart for ACE? ACE, Action Construction. So talking about Action Construction, I mean, when the market was probably confirmed uptrend, the stock was there in our model portfolio as well. As you can, as you look at the right hand side of the base, there was this good accumulation before probably the stock provided a breakout. But as probably the market came under pressure, the stock came under pressure as well, and it probably breached uh, 21 DMA, and the 50 DMA didn't get breached, but it was like as the market would turbulent at that moment. It's currently still turbulent. Uh, that was the problem. Probably the stock breached its 21 DMA. But what we look at, the good part is that on the fall, if what Rishit is pointing out, the fall is on very low volume. So if you look at it, probably these might be the stocks that will able to probably recover fastest or in the quickest time, probably when the markets come back to confirm the uptrend. As you look at from the O'Neill perspective as well, the EPS strength is really great at 91. Price strength at the moment is fair, some blue dots of form, but RS is kind of declining majorly because if you can see of your market pressure, I mean your general market pressure. But overall, you can see your institutional holdings increasing, the share held by fund increasing. Overall, I mean, even from the off highs as well, the stock is not that deep. So, I mean, on the fundamental front, as well, if you look at it, it is like the company has a leading market share in the pick and carry cranes, around 63% market share. Mobile crane segments also market share of 60%. and it is the third largest manufacturer of forklifts in India. So overall, the setup, if probably the markets would have been confirmed uptrend, this could have been a good or a great stock to watch out for. But as we always say, wait for the markets to be in confirmed uptrend. Wait for the probability of winning to be in your favor rather than just going like bottom fishing or probably just trying to burn your hands in there. Just Rushit, can you give me FCL? Just got one query now.
Which one?
FCL, Phenotex. So again, one of those queries or those stocks that uh, have always been asked, but and what is probably defying, I mean, rules and technicals, but that doesn't usually happen. That is one of the few stocks that are probably rallying from more than on a higher base count. If you look at the base count, that is four, I guess. The base count of Finetex has been four, and even in this weak market as well, the stock is like rallying and is just 9% off the pivot, and it's around 60. It's rallied more than 63%. So overall, there are these gravity-defying stocks, but even Rushit had shared one of these things on Twitter as well, where very few stocks go on to make stage counts of more than four or higher. So these are rare, but probably if you look at, I mean, if you study the fundamentals, the business model, and the management commentary behind it, the management is very positive in terms of the demand traction they're getting, and plus the supply getting diverted from China. So the overall, in the management's own words, they are very positive on the exponential growth in the personal care segment, which is getting driven in the Asia Pacific region, particularly China and India. So the China is not even just acting uh, as a supply constraint or supply barrier, but also as a demand driver as well. And overall, all the sectors, like including agrochemicals, pharmaceuticals plants, construction, and water treatment, are doing well for the company. And the management expects that the company will enjoy premium leadership in the next few years. So probably that's what is showing in the stock price as well. So like one of the few stocks that probably defy market trends. Uh, the other we can probably look at as Gravita. Good guys, again a good setup if you look at it. But coming back to the base count, yes, the base count is very high at four. That apart from the markets being in under pressure or probably rally attempt, whatever it is, like the market is not moving in a sideways movement at the moment. But if you look at the stage count is the problem, and the other thing that is not good is probably the share held shareholding by your institutional investors has been on a decline. So that is also not one of the good signs if we look at it. And probably if you probably need to follow rules here in this market or probably in any kind of market, and just not this one stock that probably okay यार ये stock छूट गया तो आगे क्या होगा. Market will give you many opportunities. Let the probabilities of winning be in your favor. Let the market be in your favor, and then probably some other stock or some other sector can be looked at it. So avoid stocks that are making higher stage count basis, and try to avoid stocks when the market is not in a confirmed uptrend.
Thanks, Vakar. So there are a couple of queries about the hotel related stocks. So let's take Indian Hotel first. Then we can take Lemon Tree as well. So if you look at the setup over here, this is very constructive. A little higher stage base, the third stage base, but overall setup, if we look even on the weekly chart, when it broke out from here, it was very good. I think the base on base structure, this is something, very positive that I like about the charts. See, first here there was one base formation, which was followed by the second base formation. So these base on base structures are, something very good to look out for. And one more important thing which I liked about this chart was the tight area formation just before the breakout. So I've highlighted it separately. So if you can see over here for 3-4 weeks, it made a tight area, right? The tight region. So this setup was very positive, and from there it gave a very good return. And as a disclaimer, this stock was part of our portfolio, and in a short period of time, we booked a very good profit. So on breakout, we had added this stock to our portfolio, and on the way higher only, we were able to book the profit. But see, ideally, what happened over here? After making a high over here, it consolidated at this higher range. But after this consolidation, it was not able to move higher. So this is the problem which I was trying to highlight about the market situation. जब भी market overall weakness होता है, even this is an excellent stock because story अच्छा है, fundamentals are improving, the demand for the hotels are improving, जो उनका average rate है, वो improve हो रहा है, margins might expand from here. Okay, their growth is good as far as the new openings are there. The inventories is very good for the Indian hotels as well as the other hotels as well. Occupation rate improve ho raha hai. So most of the things are on the positive side, but the market is not, and that's why after this consolidation we saw there was a good gain. After this consolidation, the stock has started moving lower. In fact, today it convincingly breached its 21 DMA, and now looks like it is moving towards its 50 DMA. Yes, and look at the volume. So volume was on the higher side today. This is important to watch. यहाँ पे volume थोड़ा high था, and now the RS line has also started dropping. So if someone is holding the stock, then I think the 50 DMA levels becomes very important to watch out for on the downside, and on the higher side, let market give some confirmation to go higher. And if we see some base formation over here and a breakout again, then we might look at the stock. But the problem is here it will be the fourth stage formation, the base, and we generally don't like these higher base. So ideal situation वही होगा कि यहाँ पे एक possibly it breaches the 50 DML level and it again makes a base at from the lower stage. If you look at the other second question on the total, lemon tree, again a good story, no two ways about that. So over here also it gave a very good breakout, the stage 3B breakout, similar to what the Indian hotel did. So over here stage 3A base was formed, and then it was followed by stage 3B, and after that 3B formation, again there was some pullback after the breakout, but 50 DMA gave a very good support. So I think that's why some of you might be reading our learning articles, attending our monthly webinars quarterly related to CAN-SLIM, and there we discuss the importance of 50 DMA after the breakout. It gives you an additional point, it gives the element of support to your stock chart. And whenever the stock moves lower near to its 50 DMA, and then from there it gave a very strong rebound. And I think for almost 8 to 10 sessions or even more, it closed in the green and made a fresh high. From there it consolidated a bit, again made a fresh high. But here also today it breached its 21 DMA. Now, what's the difference between this Indian hotel and the lemon tree chart is the volume. So over there, in case of the Indian hotel, the fall was on a bit of higher volume. But if you look at the lemon tree chart, the volume is not that high. So that is something positive you can take from this chart. So ideally, if the market drops from here and if it gets a good support near 50 DMA, and you see the volume remains low in the fall, or यहाँ से जब bounce होता है, in case the market improves at that point of time, then these candidates are very good to keep in your watch list. जो भी ये लो वॉल्यूम पे गिर रहे हैं ना, उसको अपने वॉच लिस्ट में लिख के रखो, क्योंकि जब भी मार्केट घूमेगा, ये जो लो वॉल्यूम पे गिरेगा ना, वो सबसे पहले भागेगा। इसका आरएस भी देखो कम हुआ है, बट इतना गिरा नहीं है, इट्स स्टिल अबाउट 80. The buying demand is still A minus, right? It's among the top group. The group rank is 14 over here. So these, and you look at the number of fund holdings. Almost 126 funds are now there. So the shareholding has been a bit on the lower side. But yeah, whenever the market turns, and if you see there is a strong accumulation over here, these funds can reaccumulate the stock. And in a couple of quarters, you might see here also there will be an improvement in number of shares holding. Baki results काफी अच्छा है last few quarters का, and outlook is also good for the hotel industry. The tourism industry is growing, the business travels have improved. A lot of events are going to take place in India, the festival season. So everything is, on the bit positive side for these hotel stocks.
I'll take a few queries now.
Yes.
ABB. I'll start with ABB. It is currently forming a base pattern. You can see it is trading above its key moving averages, and it is holding up, which is a good sign technically, and it is also a resilient, and it's very resilient in the current market. It is just 5% off-wise, indicating good strength, even though market is off-wise much more than that, but the stock is pretty much holding up, even though many of the other stocks are breaching their key moving averages. This has not done that. That is the reason its RS rating is also good. It is at 83, and RS line is also trending higher. And another major technical parameter, that is A by D rating, is higher, A minus. That indicates good amount of accumulation happening in the stock. Other way to see it is the blue bars on the volume front, you can see, are above average, and the pink bars are below average. That indicates good demand for the stock when it is going higher, and only retailers are getting shaken out when the stock is falling. Only concern is that it has lower EPS of 54. It's not a good number. We would want the EPS to improve in this coming quarters. If the company reports good set of numbers, definitely EPS will improve, and by the time market structure also might improve, and then it can become a contender for addition. Until then, you can stay sidelines, and if you are holding this stock, you can keep a tight stop loss around 50 or 100 DMA, depending the amount of gains you are at. But the stock has good support at its 50 DMA. So if you are at a good percentage of profits, you can keep its 50 DMA as a stop loss, and you can continue to hold it until then. But fresh entry is not advised. Next is Pi Industries.
Which one?
Pi Industries. PI Industries. You can see stock has tried to break out, and you can see on the day of breakout, it made a reversal and it closed in the lower half. And you can say it is a failed breakout, because after breaking out, the stock breached its 50 DMA, and loss has increased more than 8%. So definitely, if you have taken the stock around pivot, then it definitely would have incurred stop loss. So it is a failed breakout on that front. It has a trading below its 50 DMA currently, but it is trading above its 100 DMA. Fundamentally, it's a very good stock. There is no doubt about it. You can see the sales and EPS growth growing consistently around double digits, and the numbers are also increasing. That is the reason EPS is reflecting the same. EPS of 89 indicates the same. However, recently there is the stock has come under selling. That is the reason it breached its 50 DMA as well. Likewise, its technical ratings have deteriorated. RS has come down to 45, coming down to poor category. ABD rating also is lower at C. Fundamentally a strong company, but the technicals have deteriorated because of general market structure is not so good. So these kind of stocks will come coming under radar. So because most of the stocks, around 75% of the stocks will follow the general market direction. So this stock falls under that 75%. When the market structure improves, this stock also will also improve its price action, but the stocks which are resilient in the current market will definitely outperform these kind of stocks. So always keep those kind of stocks in the watch list. When the market structure improves, then these stocks will give quick returns around 20 to 25% in just 1 or 2 weeks. So I'll be ready with those good watch list, and then capital also should be ready so that you can take fresh positions as soon as the market gives follow through day and the market structure improves from there.
Raj, Vakarya, can I take some queries?
Sure, okay.
Rishit, can you give me the chart for Infosys? The result is also out, and some people are asking about Infosys. So let's discuss. Yes, so as Rishit was talking about, as we went to the Stock Durbar, result came out. I just went through the results, and the results is good. I mean, yes, if you talk about the analyst expectation was on the lower front, but yes, there was a beat on EPS, a beat on revenue, beat on margins as well. The company is initiating a share buyback at 1850 for 9,300 crores. Margin guidance is also good at 21-22%. Revenue guidance has been raised to 15 to 16%. Margin guidance is lower if at 21-22. Why? Because I mean the attrition rate has come down to 27.1% comparing to 28.4%, but it's still kind of very elevated. And overall, if you look at it, deal wins have been good at $2.7 billion versus 1.7 billion QOQ. Good client additions have been done over 100 million and in the 50 million category as well. But if we look at it from a technical perspective, it is very similar to the IT index. If you look at it, it's well below the 50 DMA, well below the 200 DMA. So probably it needs a lot of catching up to do. I mean, when you look at it, I mean, from a relative outperformance as well, from the RS perspective, like Nifty is just 7 to 8% off highs, and this sector, and specifically the larger caps such as your TCS, your Infi are more than 27-30% off highs. So probably that's not a good sign, right? I mean, you need legs in the stock to probably take the stock price higher, and that is what's not happening. So probably let the stock deliver some more good quality results in the coming time, and probably with the fundamentals improving, then the stock can probably form a new base or retake its key moving average, such as the 50 DMA and then the 200 DMA, and then probably once the stock has that kind of legs and strength in it, then can be looked at that moment. But now at the moment, going to bottom fishing at the moment should be avoided. The other we'll look at is Praj Industries. So yes, I mean the stock did try to break out, and it's like around 2% from the pivot at the moment. Overall EPS strength is great. The other ratings are fair as well. The stock did find some kind of accumulation just before breakout, some big blue bars, but wasn't able to break out, and probably could be because of the market structure at the moment as well. And why Praj is a good stock is mainly because of the proxy play that it creates. Like, I mean, in terms of the global ethanol production. So if we talk about the global ethanol production capacity, of the total plants, Praj technology, I mean, the technology that they provide to create this plant already crossed 11 billion liters per annum, translating to around 10% of the global production. So that's a huge one. And even if you look at it, the revenue CAGR of the last 3 to 4 years, it has been really good and 26%. The EBITDA margins have been improving as well, and similarly can be seen with the your ethanol push from the Indian government uh, and your and the increase in targets by your Indian government for your FY25 and the 30 targets probably can be a good stock to watch out for. Really good in terms of OFIs, like just 4.8, 4.9% from the OFIs. Good institutional investors increasing. More around 111 funds have already invested in the stock, and the stock is still holding up. I mean, if you look at it from the relative perspective as well, the stock is still holding up. So probably if markets turn favorable and if the stocks break out, then probably if an FTD happens, then can the stocks can be looked at and can be kept at the buy watch list for anyone who's probably interested in the overall fundamental story of the stock. Uh, Rushit, can you give me GHCL? GHCL. GH. Yeah. So again, overall a very good fundamental story. I mean, we've talked about the fundamental story of the stock in the last few webinars as well. So won't go ahead about it. But the only problem here is what Rushit was pointing out was the stage count. So the stage count is the only problem. That's the stage 4 count or higher. I mean, that's the only problem. And the other problem is the general market condition is there, but in terms of stock specific, it is the stage count. Probably if in this market, if the stock probably corrects a little bit more and the previous lows get breached and probably a new stage count gets reset, then it's a really good story probably to watch out for. I mean, even in this market, you can look at the EPS strength of 94, buyer demand of A minus. I mean, even the your RS rating is still holding up. So let's see if the stock probably resets. If it doesn't reset, the stage count doesn't get reset from our side or from the William O'Neill perspective, it's an avoid. It's an avoid at this moment.
Thanks, Vahan.
Yeah.
So this is a very small company, I think, as far as the market cap is concerned. Just 1,200 crore of market cap. And even if you look at the number of fund holdings, so there is only 2 funds that are holding the stock. And if you can see the shares held by fund, very low, just around 3,000 shares. So ideally, according to O'Neill methodology, it doesn't fit in our system. And we generally don't track these low market cap, low fund holding stocks. Otherwise, just a quick view of chart if I take, it has formed a stage 1 flat base, currently finding support near 50 DMA. आज थोड़ा 50 DMA के नीचे बंद हुआ है. So I think if it falls from here on a higher volume below 50 DMA, then there can be a sell-off in the stock ideally according to the O'Neill methodology. Otherwise, it was trading in the ideal buy zone, but now yes, it has just reached its key support level. But generally, we do not track these kind of stocks. There are multiple stocks over here. So ITC, yes, let's discuss ITC. No price target for ITC, but technically, if we discuss, it is holding the 50 DMA level. And what's interesting about chart is the recent 3-4 days fall, if you see over here, is on a relatively lower volume. So this is interesting. And when it was moving higher, it was making higher highs. The volume was higher. right? Over here also accumulation बहुत अच्छा था stock में जब ये ऊपर गया है, and I think the relative strength was also at a new high. The blue dots were over here. So guys, blue dot indicates the relative strength at new high. I think most of you might be knowing, but yes. So the important over here is to hold 50 DM. अगर 50 DM में hold होता है और यहाँ से rebound होता है, and the market is in a good shape, then this becomes a very good candidate in your watch list. So this is what I was telling. Again, a good stock to be the part of the watch list. So ये जो भी stock है जो relative strength line 70 के ऊपर hold कर रहे हैं, ठीक है, off by less than 10-15% है और fall lower volume पे होता है, अगर ये तीन चीज अगर आपको stock में दिखती है, and you see that okay, the basic ratings of the earnings are good, the ROE is decent, the fund holding is good, just note it down. वॉच लिस्ट बना लो, जब भी मार्केट घूमेगा ये सारे स्टॉक पे फोकस करना रहता है. डिस्क्लेमर अगेन क्लियर, मैं ऐसा नहीं कह रहा हूँ उसको बाय करना है सेल करना है, इट्स नॉट एडवाइस टू बाय और सेल, बट यस, दिस इज हाउ यू शुड बी प्रिपेयर्ड फॉर द नेक्स्ट लेग ऑफ रैली whenever it comes. So yes, overall a good setup, but if someone is holding the stock, 50 DMA becomes important to watch out for, which is very close from the current level. On the flip side, a rebound from 50 DMA and reclaim of 21 DMA will be very good for this stock. Fundamentally, a good story, dividend paying stock है. बहुत टाइम से मीम स्टॉक बन गया था, ये लैग कर रहा था. इफ यू सी ऑन वीकली चार्ट, so ideally it has given more returns over the last 5-6 years. It is just moving sideways and sideways. Fall आया था उसके बाद gradually it is now moving higher. And यहाँ भी देखो ये चीज important है ऑब्जर्व करना, टाइट एरिया फॉर्मेशन बन रहा था चार्ट पे जब वो ऊपर जा रहा था. So some positive about that. Now, see, there are a couple of other questions related to, one is related to volume. Someone is telling we are not able to see the volume well. So see, there are two things. One, the view over here is in the log. I think the second is in the linear. So over here, you might see if there is a very sharp jump in the volume or sharp fall in the volume. Otherwise, it's very easy to track over here in the log. And yes, the volume over here, you can just click over here and you can get an idea of volume. The average volume कितना है? The horizontal red line over here is the average volume, and there you can see the volume for all the on the daily basis. The same goes with the index as well. Let me discuss one Tata Power. So yes, it has breached its key moving averages. अभी देखो ड्राई अप हो गया वॉल्यूम, कुछ बहुत ही कम वॉल्यूम पे अभी इसका ट्रेडिंग हो रहा है. If you can see the Tata Power. So yes, but it is at a lower level below its key moving averages. So not a good thing to watch out for. But yes, certainly whenever when it reclaims the key moving averages, when the good base is formed, the stock has a good fundamentals, guys. No two ways about it. The ROE of 26%, the fundamentals are improving. The electric vehicle story, the renewable energy story, a lot of things are going on. The power जनरेशन टारगेट इन इंडिया, अगर नेक्स्ट 4-5 साल में देखें आप, गवर्नमेंट एग्रेसिव है कि पावर सेक्टर को स्ट्रॉन्ग बनाना है, पावर जनरेशन शुड इंक्रीज. सी बिकॉज द डिमांड इज इंक्रीजिंग ईयर ऑन ईयर बेसिस. अगर हमको मैन्युफैक्चरिंग साइड जैसे मेक इन इंडिया को स्ट्रॉन्ग करना है, गवर्नमेंट का प्लान है आने वाले कुछ साल में, we want to be a manufacturing hub. We are currently a service hub. We want to grow in manufacturing. The population is increasing, the lifestyle is improving, right? So the power is a must. And so all the power companies, the transmission companies, the generating companies, the second growth driver over here is the electric vehicle. So the Tata Power is very active, in the EV infrastructure, at the chain in the EV infrastructure. They are collaborating with a lot of companies. The Tata Motor itself is one of the leader as far as the EVs are concerned, and the Tata Power is at a good pace of establishing the charging stations. So there are a lot of tailwinds for the company. But as of now, I think it is giving a sideways movement and it is a bit weak on the chart. So give some time to improve. Give some couple of quarter of results to get a strong momentum. यहाँ पे कोई base बनता है and a breakout from there, then that is very good. Ideally, ये low volume पे गिरना, these are the signs that the potential base is getting formed, right? The problem over here is RS बहुत weak हो गया है. So need to give some time. Not an ideal time to hold or add the stock.
Rushit, I'll take couple of queries and I think we can call it a day after that.
Sure.
I'll take Bharat Dynamics. The question has been asked twice. BDL. One of the user asked specifically, should he exit this particular stock? So that means he has this stock in his portfolio. So the stock is holding up. I can see it is slightly moving in a zigzag manner on the daily chart, but it is holding up above its 50 DMA. It has tested its 50 DMA last in September as well, in the last week of September, and currently also it is again retracing back towards its 50 DMA. So if you are looking for an exit stop loss level, then you can keep any level below the 50 DMA, and if the stock closes that on that level below 50 DMA on the closing level and the volume on that particular day is higher, I can consider exiting the stock. Otherwise, you can continue to hold it until the 50 DMA is breached. I'll take other query, that is Gujarat Alkalie and APL Apollo. Currently trading in its stage 3 cup with handle base pattern. As pointed out, it is trading in its handle portion currently. Good part is that the volumes have dried up when the stock is forming the handle, which is a good sign. We would want the handle portion to be formed on the lower volumes. On that technical front, on the base formation front, it is very good. Also, if you see right side of the cup, there is very good accumulation happened. You can see the blue bars, above average blue bars. That is a very good sign of accumulation. And during the left side, you can see volumes have dried up. So on the, if you study the base formation, it's very classic example of a very good base formation. But the only thing is that overall market is not conducive and it is not encouraging stocks to break out. That is the reason it is continuing to form the handle portion. However, if the market structure improves, this most probably this will definitely give the breakout. Currently, it is 10% to its pivot. And on the ratings front, I can see most of its ratings are good. EPS of 79 is very good. RS rating is also fair enough for addition. And a very good factor is that ABD rating, that is A plus. The pointers we have discussed regarding the accumulation are looking very good for this particular stock. That is a reason it has very good rating of A plus. Other factors, the number of funds increasing. It has increased nearly 33% in the last quarter, and number of shares held by the funds have also increased. So this is very good sign. The stock has very good interest among the institutional investors. So institutional investors taking fresh position in a company is definitely a positive sign. And as retailers, we should also follow this big money, because in times of any selling pressure, these funds will definitely try to give support to fundamentally strong companies. So on the overall front, on the cancel only ratings front, it is very good. Only rating that is lagging is the general market M rating, that is M structure is not good at this particular point. Otherwise, it's a very good stock for addition. So you can keep the stock in the buy watch list, and as soon as the market structure improves, then definitely these kind of stocks will outperform the general market. Okay, I'll take Metro brand, and I think we can close this session. Sanjeev has been holding Metro brand, and he has a good amount of capital allocation towards it. So Metro brand is currently trading slightly. It has tried to break out from its cup base pattern, but the overall market is not strong. So that is the reason it is not finding momentum to go higher from these levels. However, it is not beaten down so much, and the volumes have also come down when the stock has fallen down, which is a good sign on the technical front. And fundamental rating 83, very good. It's a recently listed company, and we have very few quarters of earnings available. However, the few quarters of earnings are also very good, and their numbers are accelerating. That is the reason EPS of 83, and technical ratings have also not deteriorated much. Even though the market come under pressure, and this stock has been resilient, and it is holding up, and it breached its 100 DMA, but it is trading above its 50 DMA, which is a good sign. 200 DMA is not yet developed on this stock. And yeah, technically it is very good, but if you are trying to look for whether to exit or hold, I think it's a tricky situation, because the stock is trading near its 21 DMA, and if the stock deteriorates further from here, I can start trimming positions. Otherwise, you can continue to hold, and you can keep 50 DMA as a stop loss, as a hard stop loss, so that you will exit total capital allocated to that level. Until then, you can try to see how the price volume action plays out, and you can make a call regarding that, whether to trim positions or to hold. I think most of the queries have been answered, and we have picked only few stocks. We have not tried to take more number of stocks, but we try to explain the methodology here, so that you will be aware of the methodology, so that you can take decisions based on your understanding on the methodology, rather than going just by the analyst's view. As a user, as an investor, it's very important for a long-term investors to develop views. You should always have personal views among yourself as well. So it's important to have the uh, uh, market structure and other rules in your mind, rather than going with the others' view. So that is a point we try to educate here in these webinars and podcasts we do regularly. And any closing remarks, Rushit?
No, I think we missed few queries, but I think two, three were related to consumption. I bet one was related to jewelries and all. So the overall the consumption story is playing really well for the India. The festival season is there. So I think that's the reason I think most of the consumption stocks are outperforming the Nifty. I think the question was that some jewelry stocks are outperforming the Nifty, but yeah, this is the main reason. The hotel stocks, the jewelry stocks, the Metro brand itself. I think Raj Shekhar gave a clear explanation how to trade in the Metro brands. So these all consumption stories doing well. I think no more comments to add over here. So in Nifty, we started with the Nifty's comment what to watch out for. And sorry if we have missed a few of the queries, but you can always write back to us. So we will reply it on the email. So if we have missed the queries over here. And I think today very important data in USA, the inflation data will be coming, I think, in just some time. So we'll be watching out that. And in the morning tomorrow at 8:45. So I think Rajshekhar, you will be there, right?
Yes, I'll be there for
Yeah,
the
so
pre.
Rajshekhar will be there at 8:45 a.m. in the morning. So if possible, do join. He will take you through the how the global market reacted after the CPI data, what are the in and outs of that data, and how the Nifty is expected to behave looking at that data. So it will be interesting to see at 8:45 a.m. with Rajshekhar about that data. So thank you for joining this session. So if we have missed your query, you can always write to us. And festival greetings to all of you.
Yes,
Thanks.
thanks.
Thank
everyone.
you. Thank you, guys. Yeah. Thank you for joining in.